Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Bernie here along with Pete. And today what we got on the Gimmick cast is going to be some wrestling stuff with the New Day. Are they possibly the best tag team ever? Along with a little bit of Shinsuke Nakamura debacle. Another thing that we got going on is going to be... I can't remember.
We're going to talk about Post Malone and his dominance over the charts lately. We're going to talk about some video games. I've been playing some new ones. I think this guy has two, possibly. We'll talk about it later.
Oh, yeah, I remember now.
We got it.
We got it now.
What is it?
The U.S. debacle of how they didn't qualify in the CONCACAF region makes no sense, but we'll get into it a little bit later.
This is the debacle cast, I think.
I mean, this intro is very shambolic, but let's just jump right into it. All right, so what do you want to start off with first, since you are...
Let's talk about wrestling first.
A little bit of wrestling?
Let's just jump into the WWE.
Okay, what do you got?
So my question for the day, and we touched on it in a little bit in the intro, New Day topic, all right? The New Day, where are we standing on the New Day being the best WWE tag team of all time? WWE.
WWE, huh?
And I almost want to make it clear, like New Day specific, not New Day, Jesus Christ, WWE specific. Like they haven't wrestled as the New Day in other promotions.
I don't know. Like they're a good tag team, no doubt. But I still think there's a couple more, and I really have to do my research and history on it. But like being a fan from like the coming back to WWE from like 2013 and on now, I would say they're probably one of the better ones. I mean, the only ones I could really think of are the Shield, if you want to count them as one, since the New Day is a three-man team.
Count. Anybody. It could be like I would count DX in there too.
DX.
Even when they had like 10 members.
They're 20 members, the X-Pac Heat.
Yeah.
The Hardy Boys are there still. I think they're a pretty good team, especially when they are, well, I mean, if you're WWE specific, I guess they haven't been broken yet, so.
Not yet. Hopefully soon.
The Awoken one.
The Awoken one. Honestly, I almost want to say they're probably my favorite WWE tag team of all time.
Really?
Yeah. I think just as a whole, I think if they had a better tag team division around them, more people would agree with me. And I think that part of my reasoning why they're my favorite is because they work with a lot of bums. They have. Not recently. They've been working with the Usos, who have been great. But before that, the New Day is kind of... They've been carrying the tag team division.
I mean, I guess you could say that, but I think it's more in terms of they're not bums, but the way that WWE has booked them.
But that's the thing. The New Day was booked like bums to start, too.
Yeah, I guess, but like if you want to build a credible tag team, I think this is probably, we can agree that this is probably the worst period of tag team wrestling in the WWE since.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit better.
It's getting better, but I just don't see the growth in the tag team division itself. Especially, I mean, let's talk about just the SmackDown side specifically. So, right now they already had their battle royale for the number one contender to face the Usos. So you had Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. Mm-hmm. You had the Hype Bros, the Ascension, and the Fashion Police.
Mm-hmm. Breeze
Dango. Best thing ever.
I do like Breeze Dango.
But the thing is that you didn't do any favors by not building these guys up. You kind of, what they did was they risked, or they put their other tag teams in front of or fed to the Usos and the New Day, so they could have this like amazing feud. And I'm not saying that it's not been a great feud, because it has been a really great feud between the two teams.
Yeah.
And I can honestly see them fight for a long time. But after their Hell in a Cell match, which we just watched, it's very hard to top that.
Mm-hmm. Very, very hard. That's a classic.
And now they're starting to build up these other guys, the Hype Bros, the Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable, American Alpha 2.0.
Yeah.
And all those guys. Just going back to your original question, it just kind of sucks that no other good tag teams were there to be built up along with them.
Yeah.
Other than like the Usos now, who are great in their heel turn.
It took them some time, but they're great now. But that's the thing. It didn't take the New Day that long to be great. They started off real rough with their like Christian church gimmick, remember?
Yeah.
And they came in doing like gospel music.
Right.
Everybody was like, "Are you kidding me? What is this? This is kind of racist,"
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then they turned it around and made it their own thing. They beat WWE's booking. Like they defeated it on their own,
Right.
And I think I'm really up in the air because there's only one tag team that I think I would prefer to watch more. It's not the Hardy Boys. It's not DX. It's Christian and Edge.
Okay.
I really like Christian and Edge is like probably up there for me as one of my favorite tag teams ever. But I almost would say I would rather see like the New Day. And that's just like as a complete package of their promos, just the goofy stuff that they do and their wrestling. They're probably my favorite of all time.
Yeah, I mean,
which is pretty crazy. Sorry to interrupt. It's pretty crazy that something coming out in 2017 and 2016 in the WWE could even be in contention for my favorite of its kind ever. But really, the New Day is that good.
The thing is, I just wish that, I mean, this is going to go to like a different topic, but it's just like the Carl Anderson and Gallows. I wish they would have built them up properly, put them with the Balor Club, done a little Balor Club thing to build them as a credible heel. Because, I mean, they held the tag team titles already, but it was only for like a couple days, and then the New Day came in and...
Yeah, it wasn't a great run. And, I mean, and this isn't... And I'm trying to make it very clear, like, WWE specific, because the Bullet Club is probably the best of all time. The Bullet Club is great. When they were in their prime, and even now, you got Kenny Omega and all them doing their thing. It's great. But the New Day is, they have more of a struggle because they can't necessarily channel themselves 100% into their characters like people in the Bullet Club in New Japan can, where they can just be themselves and they can say whatever they want. So the New Day has a bigger struggle than the Bullet Club ever had. But now you're seeing what the Bullet Club, they did to it with Anderson and Gallows. They couldn't do what the New Day did.
No, and I wish that WWE would let some of these guys that have personalities and charisma get over like naturally into themselves. But the problem is that they have their own agenda and they kind of force whoever's like, all right, we want to push you now.
Yeah.
So you guys got to take the back seat. But just going back to your original question, are they the best tag team ever? I mean, ever, I don't know. I mean, ever's kind of...
Yeah, there's some good ones.
There are some good ones.
You have the Rock and Sock Connection.
Demolition. I mean, you got a lot of these old tag teams that I haven't really watched a lot of them.
Yeah.
I've watched the Edge and Christians, the Hardy Boys. I've watched those
like 2000 and up.
2000 and up, basically. But I am really liking the Usos right now. I think the Usos, in my opinion, are probably the best tag team in 2017.
My one concern with the Usos and their legacy is they had a lot of pretty bad years.
They did, and so did the New Day. I mean, the New Day had their bad times.
Not as long, though. It really was like kind of a quick transition to they became a lot better.
I guess, but I will give WWE credit is that when they saw that the Usos, their babyface stuff was trying to turn stale, and it was very moldy bread, they said, you know what?
Very moldy bread.
They decide, let's turn you guys heels so we can see how this works, because I thought maybe if they turned the Usos heel and they saw how successful that will be, maybe they'll do that for Roman, since they were connected at one point when they were on Raw.
The Samoan connection. The Samoan Bay.
But it was just crazy to see how this gimmick, the Uso Penitentiary gimmick, is now, people like boo them for the right reasons, and it's not that go away boo.
Yeah, they're good heels. What if they took Roman Reigns and the Usos and made a tag team and they literally just called it like Roman Reigns and the Shufflers, or Roman Reigns and
his lackeys?
Roman Reigns and the Boys.
Like
they're just like, these guys
Roman
don't
and
matter.
the Boys?
Roman and the Boys.
Yeah, God, they need to do, that's another topic for a different day. We'll get to...
Well, no more Roman for today. I've had enough of him.
The only reason why I'm not going to go hard on Roman is because there's another issue that we're going to be talking about right now.
This is Bernie's issue. Let's hear it.
And that is both AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura losing clean to do two dudes that are not credible at all. They've had a lot of bad issues with them. Baron Corbin specifically had a lot of bad issues going into it in terms of his character and how they portrayed him on TV. And then Jinder Mahal, the jobber from nowhere, 3MB,
steroided out monster,
becomes the WWE champion. And just because they're expanding into India, he's able to just hold the belt until almost WrestleMania time.
What if like Jinder Mahal is like the coolest dude in person, and that's why they just have let him do this? They're like, yeah, dude, we can't say no to Jinder. He's so cool.
Well, that'd just be very dumb because I hate how WWE doesn't think of it as the WWE Championship is we're giving that to the best wrestler. We're not giving it to
or just the best
overall character of the.
Yeah, because it doesn't even necessarily need to be the best wrestler. Like he's neither. He's not a good character, and he's definitely not a good wrestler. So you have both negatives. It's like, what is he there for other than the fact that he's Indian? Not trying to be racist. That's just what the case is. That's literally
and the thing
why
is, he's from Canada.
I know. He's
not,
from Calgary or something, you know?
He's not even from India. So, and the people that I've seen on the forums that are from India.
On the forums, boys.
The forums and other YouTube channels that I've looked, they say that Jinder's not even like considered one of their favorite wrestlers.
Canadian people?
No. Indian people, like people from India.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we've talked about this before too. I think the whole thing was to get Indian subscribers to the WWE network, like in India, and they haven't had any increase really since he's been the champion.
Yeah, now they're going to start touring in India, so of course they want to give him the title. But there is maybe some hope because there is a live show called Starrcade, so Starrcade's coming back. So there's a steel cage match between Jinder and Nakamura.
Again, there's another one?
Yeah, but it's like a live event. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know if they're going to like pull a AJ Styles and
Where is Starrcade?
North Carolina.
All right, here. I'm going to throw a quick little feud your way, right?
Okay.
To maybe revamp Shinsuke and AJ Styles.
Okay.
They have some history, right? In Japan. They're two newer stars in the WWE who are very well established wrestlers.
Right.
Who have both tried to be. AJ Styles hasn't been WWE champion, has he?
Yeah, yes.
He has?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was. Was he the Universal Champion too?
No, I remember he was in that feud with Dean Ambrose.
Okay. All right. Well, they're kind of struggling recently as AJ Styles just lost to a whack-ass wrestler in Baron Corbin. So you have Shinsuke and AJ Styles have a feud where they're trying to get it on track, but it's like the two of them are considering it a big opportunity for them to get ahead of each other. It's like their feud of who can be the bigger star in the WWE. Like a popularity contest.
I guess, but I don't know. I just like the original idea of having either AJ Styles or Shinsuke more likely AJ Styles hold the WWE Championship.
Yeah. And
then have Nakamura win the Royal Rumble, and then they meet in
that'd be beautiful.
I mean, it's easy. It boggles my mind how easy of storytelling and how easy it is to book that.
No, dude, Jinder.
But your corporate businesses get in the way. Your Roman Reigns agenda gets in the way.
He's not even on SmackDown, and he's still getting in the way.
Yeah, because I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion. I know we weren't going to talk about Roman, but I still feel like
we're going.
I still feel like there's a sneaky suspicion that he might win the Royal Rumble. If
you win the Royal Rumble, how does it work with the brand split? Have they explained it?
I think you just get it was supposed to be you're supposed to get a main event shot at a title.
Well, if Jinder's in the main event, if Jinder has the WWE Championship, it's not a main event. They were like the third from the final match.
Yeah, and
with the WWE Championship. That's embarrassing.
Basically, that championship has been treated as a mid-card title.
The WWE Championship, because it's tiny now in importance. That was awful.
Yeah, that was
so
awful.
Sorry.
I'm gonna put a little cringe meme in there.
Yeah, cringe meme me. I agree with the cringe meme.
But anyway, and it doesn't help because I don't think the U.S. title is in a position where it's like the belt is raised in terms of prestige.
Not at all.
So I don't
Baron
know.
Corbin just won it, dude.
Well, it's not even that Baron Corbin won it. It's just AJ Styles. I think it's unsavable. That belt, they need to do something. They need to redesign. They need a new belt.
Why didn't they change the U.S. Championship to the Indian Championship?
Well, it should have been reversed here. We should have had AJ Styles with the WWE belt and Jinder Mahal with the U.S. title belt.
Yeah,
that feud would have worked perfectly because he's holding the U.S. belt. And he's saying that everybody makes fun of him because he looks different.
And then he's racist to the other people.
Yeah.
He's just racist to all the other people. Whatever the case, yikes! It's a shit show.
It's
currently
so bad.
The WWE right now is in absolute shambles.
Yeah, now they're trying to force this Shield initiative on us just to get Roman over.
I don't want it.
Nobody wanted it. As soon as Roman Reigns did something,
people are pretty excited for it, though.
I mean, it is. I mean, I think their YouTube channel with just the Shield reunion got like 1 million views, like easy.
It's like WWE fans are in this weird Stockholm Shield syndrome where they're like, everything else right now is so bad that even the awfulness of how they've put together this Shield
just hides
reunion is like
you're just masking the odor.
It's a
Febreze.
shield. It's a shield.
Yeah.
The Shield has become WWE's Shield.
It's Roman Reigns' vest.
They put themselves in such a corner that they wasted the biggest reunion opportunity that they had.
Yeah,
we've been waiting for like 4 years for that reunion, and this is how we get it.
Yeah, and I was also very like disappointed in the fact that they were gonna all face each other in a triple threat when they did.
Yeah.
Because this is when Roman had his suspension with the PEDs.
Yeah. Or Spice. Was it PEDs? I thought they didn't say what it was.
They didn't say what it was.
I thought there was rumors that it was Spice. Did you ever hear that?
No.
He was smoking Spice.
Idiot.
It makes sense.
Idiot. Idiot is what he is.
That was the day before he said suffering succotash. Unscripted.
Suffering succotash.
Honestly, the farther I get away from that meme, the more I like it.
It's just funny. I don't know if you saw it because I forgot. I didn't mention it in any podcasts or any like wrestling videos. Did you see the Shinsuke Nakamura like nursery rhyme stuff that he did?
Oh my, sticks and stones.
Sticks.
I won't continue my impression. That was not okay, but it was funny and
sticks and stones may break my goddamn butt. That is so stupid and so corny. They really want him to have go away heat.
They do. They're what if the WWE conspiracy theory? They're just trying to buy up all the biggest stars from these other promotions, absolutely trash them as hard as they can,
just to put Roman over,
just to put their own homegrown talent over.
But what homegrown talent? All they have is Roman Reigns. That's the only guy they're trying to push. Yeah, but he's not really getting a push because if he was gonna get a push,
he just beat AJ Styles clean. That's a push, dude.
Yeah, but he got
AJ Styles beat John Cena clean. This is a push. That's a push.
I don't know because he also got beat by John Cena. Like if you wanted Baron Corbin to be like your WWE champion at one point, he beat he got beat up by John Cena clean with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then Jinder Mahal with the toughest move in the world, the roll up, beat him.
The toughest move in the world.
Nothing can beat the roll up,
dude. Baron Corbin is whack. You know what Baron Corbin kind of looks like? He kind of looks like a big
sweaty man,
like a jock version of Post Malone.
A jock version of Post.
He kind of does. He wears like the vests with like the weird like mullet hairdo.
I guess
he's like the worst version of Post Malone.
I mean, that's kind of disrespecting Post Malone.
Why?
Because you're comparing him to Baron Corbin.
No, I'm saying he's the worst version of Post Malone. Post Malone's like my favorite. I love him. I'm on his Twitter right now. He's the best.
But anyway, basically what we're getting to here, before we go on a Post Malone
we will later.
Tangent, which we will later, like he said, it's just, of course, obviously number one, the New Day. It can be debated for a while. I mean, we have our differences. You like the New Day. I like the Usos.
I love the New Day. I'm trying to find some Bootios. If somebody knows where I can find a box of Bootios, you tell me. I want them.
Because they make sure.
I want to eat the cereal, and then I want to re-glue the box, and then I want to put the box on display. I just want the box.
He just wants the box.
Send me the box. If you have the box, eat the cereal first. Send me the box. P.O. Box, New Day Headquarters.
NewDayHeadquarters.com.
Any more WWE talk? Do we have anything else? Do we want to just give our opinion of Hell in a Cell quick? I know you did your long debrief, but do we want to do like just a grade on the whole card?
The whole card, I think I said it on the show. I said a B minus, but I think I was too nice and too lenient.
You're too nice.
It was definitely a C minus.
A C minus. I didn't watch the whole thing, so my opinion is kind of bad, but I'm gonna give it a B.
You didn't see the other matches, though.
I'm just comparing it to what was the awful Raw one, the one before this, Backlash.
They're all Backlash.
Whatever the last, every WWE card is Backlash. No, what was the one they just did? No Mercy.
No Mercy.
No Mercy. No Mercy sucked. Hell in a Cell. I told you guys, Hell in a Cell was going to be better than No Mercy, and I think I was right.
It was pretty bad. I don't know.
It was better than No Mercy. Braun Strowman match, remember that?
Yeah, but they did the same thing, basically.
The best match was the John Cena Roman Reigns, and that match sucked, too.
No, the Cesaro and Sheamus one was good. The tag match.
All right, that tag. What's with the tag matches? Are the best things about... They're the worst divisions, and they're the best matches right now.
Well, that's because they have, like, two guys... They have two teams, I should say. They have two teams that are good.
In each promotion.
And what they do is they just bury the rest of them. They're like, yeah, back of the line.
When are we going to get Ellsworth and...
Carmelo?
No. Ellsworth and Santino Marella tag team. Why is that not a thing? And they could be called the worst bums in town, right? And then they win everything just by accident.
Just by accident with the...
That would be awesome.
What was it, like the Cobra?
The Cobra.
He puts the sock on.
Do you remember the one night? This is way off on a tangent. There was the Elimination Chamber that Santino was in. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, I did.
And he, eliminated 3 dudes, and he was the best person in the chamber that night.
Mm-hmm.
That's genius. You just, they gave him, a Super Saiyan power-up for one night.
Yeah, he found his Ultra Instinct. And
dude, Ultra Cobra mode.
Ultra Cobra.
He was time-skipping with the Cobra.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
Let's move on to the next topic.
All right, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about some video games.
Ooh.
We're getting to the good time of the year, finally. This year's been a good year for video games, but it's felt kind of slow. It's felt pretty slow this year.
Yeah, I would say, video games this year, I don't know what it is about video games, and maybe business insiders into, the video game market could tell me. I still don't understand the fact that there's no video games to sell during the summer. That, to me, I will never get in my head.
The majority of it has to do, me being a video game business insider, let me answer you.
All right, Michael Pachter.
The majority of it has to do with Christmas, right? Because before Christmas, there's the purchasing for Christmas, and then afterwards, there's gift cards and then Christmas money.
Right.
People go out to buy the new games because of that. That's the majority of it. We're getting to the point in video games where you shouldn't be locked into those months, like November to February. Video game companies need to get out of that, really. But...
Because, to me, when I see when video games are stacked next to each other, where one releases, in October, then November.
It makes it hard to pick.
It just makes it hard to pick, and, sometimes people don't have the money to pick. So it makes more sense, in my opinion and in my head, more games should be released in summer.
I agree. And I think that if you release a game I'm trying to think of a good example. Let's just use the game that I'm going to talk about. Let's talk about Shadow of War, the new Lord of the Rings game. It's called Shadow of War. I've been playing it. It's Shadow of Mordor 2, Shadow of War. That's not what it's called, but basically what it's called. If they had released that game in the middle of May or something, right when kids are getting out of school,
right,
it would have been a brilliant time to release it. Just because it's a game that's popular and it's going to sell a lot of copies, but because of all the other stuff that's coming out this month and in the upcoming months, it's just going to get lost in the shuffle. Really.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's kind of unfortunate timing. It's also a Lord of the Rings game, so it is going to sell a lot of copies because of that. It's really a weird conundrum though, because there's 2 games this week that I'm going to get, or I have got already, and for me, it's hard for me to afford 2 games in 1 week, let alone even one sometimes. But I'm figuring it out because I'm an adult, but I'm figuring it out. But really, like, imagine if I was a kid, if I was 17, there are 2 games that I would still want to play if I was 17. Kidneys are already gone. They've been gone. Do you remember Halo Reach? Kidney number 1.
Kidney number 1.
Yeah, I don't know. They need to get out of it, though. I agree. I think just, like, there's a certain type of game that needs to start coming out in the summer, and that's games like Shadow of Mordor that are going to be popular regardless, but not too popular.
Right.
Like, Call of Duty is fine where it is. Like, the Halo games, they're fine where they are. The sports games, whatever. You know, they're just like, they're locked into those positions during the year.
Mm-hmm.
But some of these other games that are going to sell some copies, like Wolfenstein 2 comes out this month, that game should have been in the summer too.
Yeah, I mean, that just would have made more sense. And I'm still to this day baffled. I mean, I know we just talked about it now, but I'm still baffled because most of the kids are going to be home all day, or, you know,
in the summer, yeah.
In the summer, video games played inside.
Yeah.
More hours to spend in the video games, more times for this new microtransactions era that we're living in. I would feel like it made more sense for them to release it in the summer, in my opinion. But
yeah, I agree.
That's either near nor there.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the games. Yeah. Games of the week. Shadow of War I've been playing very heavily for the last 2 days. I've put a lot of time into it already. I've probably already put like 10 hours into it, 10 or 12 hours. Which isn't a lot in a game like that, how big it is. I have some problems with it. I'm not going to give you guys a review. 8 out of 10. Just kidding.
I did a review.
It has, that would be an 8.2 out of 10, excuse you. It has some issues. You didn't play the first one, did you?
No.
You're not
I haven't played them.
You're not going to play this one either. I don't assume, knowing you, this isn't your kind of game.
Don't just assume.
You're probably not going to play
I'm not going to play it.
So I played the first one a lot. I got 100% of the achievements in it, bragging about it. I loved it. I think this game kind of suffers from the fact that nobody expected that game to be good. Like, nobody expected it to be good. So when it came out and it was actually really good, people were like, this is the best game of the year. Like, I think a lot of people said that was the game of the year when it came out. I think it came out in 2014. That was a shitty year for video games. But most people were like, this is probably the best, if not one of the best games of the year. This isn't that. It's more of the same thing. The graphics kind of look the same. Like, they're not really that updated considering it's been 3 years since the last one came out. And they've made some improvements, but a lot of the stuff that they added is multiplayer stuff, which I don't really care about.
Multiplayer.
So it's just more of the same with a different story. I'm big into Lord of the Rings, not as big as some other stuff, but I know a lot about it, so I find the story interesting. But it's a really fun game. I mean, gameplay-wise, imagine Assassin's Creed. You played Assassin's Creed games. It's like a much better version of Assassin's Creed.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like the Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War games. They're literally just put Assassin's Creed in Lord of the Rings, kind of mix it with a little bit of the Batman Arkham games combat.
Batman.
It's better. Batman. Yeah, it's a good game. It's not everything I would hope it to be, and I still have a lot to go, so take my opinion with a grain of salt. Again, I'm speaking out of turn, but it's good. Second game, I don't even have an opinion for it because I don't have it yet. Evil Within 2 comes out tomorrow. I'll be picking that up. I don't think you're going to play that either.
No, I'll probably watch videos. I do like to watch those kind of games on YouTube. I know it's a little bit cheating, but...
It's cheating. If you guys haven't picked this up yet, I do this little finger thing a lot. That's not what I was going to say. We play very different games. Like, sometimes they'll overlap, like the occasional sports game we'll play.
Even like, Fortnite. Have you been playing Fortnite?
I haven't played any Fortnite.
Fortnite is awesome.
Yeah, he'll get into that in a second. But, like, Fallout series we both played, and we love those.
I love Fallout.
But a lot of the games, like, I tend to stick to story games. I'm not a big online player.
Yeah, I like to create my own stories through these games. I am a storyteller.
He isn't by nature a storyteller.
By nature.
Yeah, so we play very different games. But like I was saying, Evil Within 2, I'm very excited for it. I love the first one. lot. I think it's a great game. Mm-hmm. It's just like the first one had some issues. So this is what I'll say. It's a similar kind of situation to the way that Shadow of Mordor was, where that game was really, really good, but it definitely had issues. Mm-hmm. So I hope that they take into consideration some of the bigger issues that they had and don't just give us more of the same, but with some extra multiplayer stuff. I really hope that's not what it is. I hope they fix the camera first and foremost, because the camera in that game had some fucking issues. Good Lord. I was just playing it again. It's hard to play.
Is it?
It's hard to play. Even it's only 3 years old. It's hard to play. Yeah. That's not good. But Evil Within 2, I'm very excited for. What are you playing? Talk about Fortnite.
No, Fortnite's been pretty good. I know they had their little bit of like legal battles with the was it PUBG?
PUBG.
Yeah.
Blue Hole, I think, is the name of the company.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit different. I think the maps are a lot smaller in Fortnite.
Yeah, it looks like it from what I've seen.
And it's a little bit more cartoony, and you can also build stuff. Yeah. In terms of like forts and others.
That's cool.
Which is a cool aspect, and I think it's a lot different than PUBG. Mm-hmm. And although I'm looking forward to PUBG, this Fortnite game has been a very good kind of, I wouldn't call it like not a Band-Aid, but like a side piece before you get with the
actual
main girl.
PUBG when it comes on Xbox. It's like your appetizer. It's the hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, it's your bench players before you put the starters back in.
Yeah, I would play it. I can't play it right now. I would love to, but I almost just want to save. I want to save myself for PUBG, like a chastity belt of video games.
Your abstinence.
I haven't played any of those battle royale games other than the culling, which is fun, but it's pretty rough. But PUBG, I'm very excited to play. I've watched so much PUBG. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, but going back to Fortnite, it's still an awesome game. Me and my friends, we've won 11 or 12 games now.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. So we're on a good winning streak.
That's better than I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah, we start to. I think my favorite aspect of it is just the building.
How many people can you play with a team?
4.
4?
Yeah, and now they introduced duos, so you can have a 2v2 team.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And not like 2v2.
You can't do singles?
There's solo.
Oh, there's solos too? Okay.
Yeah, so there are different modes, and it's just an awesome game to play. I'm having a lot of fun with it with me and my friends. I think there's some stuff
they have saying I'm not your friend?
Well, I mean, once you get the Fortnite, we can start playing again, man.
I'm not interested. I'm too busy listening to Bodak Piccolo.
All
right. What else? What else are you playing? Anything else? Or are you not just playing Fortnite?
Hang on. Have you watched the Star Wars trailer?
No, I don't want to watch it.
God damn it.
I don't want to watch it.
God damn it.
We can talk about it in the video.
No, because you gotta watch it.
I'm not watching it.
Yeah, so we shouldn't even talk about it. We'll talk about something else.
All right. What are the games you playing, Bernie?
Well, I've been playing the sports games. Sports games have been a little bit. I wouldn't say in terms of creating video wise for FIFA, it's been a little bit slower for me in terms because I'm trying to also look for a job. So I've been in the Road to Dino series, and the career mode is going to be a little bit slowed down, guys, but I'll make sure that we get back on track. But I'm not going to really talk about the games I've been playing as much, but a video game issue, and that's with 2K. So another 2K issue. It's like they rushed the game.
A breeding ground.
It wasn't obvious that they rushed the game. But there's an issue with the Pro-Am mode, and that is you are not able to play with your friends. So if you live in the West Coast and you have a friend that plays in the East Coast, you guys can't connect together and play on a Pro-Am team, which they said they were going to fix, but it hasn't been fixed. So there's been a hashtag that's been trending on Twitter, which is hashtag Pro-Am Lockout, and that's to protest to 2K that the fans aren't happy with this game, and it's not just because of that. That's the reason why they're upset. It's just the multitude of things with the player glitches, the deleted players, the amount of microtransactions that's in that game.
Yeah.
It's just been a lot of issues with 2K. And I just feel like the 2K staff and team in general just don't really give a crap. They
It
just
seems that way for
they just
sure.
don't care, and then they also make memes about it. I think I showed you the one where you get a text in the game where you're texting Ronnie 2K, and there's an option that you can say where it says, "By the way, Ronnie, fix your servers."
Yeah, I mean, when you're making jokes about a serious issue with your games, you kind of making yourself look like a bunch of clowns.
Yeah, it's just disrespectful to the fans that paid. I mean, some of them paid like $150 just to play that game. They got the gold edition, so you
Yeah.
can have a lot of VC to boost your character.
Just keep it in perspective too, right? That Xbox Live has been around for like how long? 15 years at this point.
Yeah, very long time.
And I don't think the original like Halo 2 I think was the first game to have Xbox Live or one of the first ones. And that game wasn't region locked.
No.
So your game in 2017 that's a basketball game, it's not even that crazy. You can't even have good enough servers to let people play with their friends on the East Coast if they're in the West Coast. That's embarrassing.
Well, I think it's also embarrassing too because with games like Rocket League, you have cross-platformers, so that you can play on PC
with people all around the world.
Exactly. So it makes no sense to me why you can't connect you and your friends, who are they live far away because of issues like that, and they're just not able to play a game, not pickup, but like a team basketball game together.
It's crazy.
It's very frustrating.
You know what we need, and I think we might have discussed. We need just a new basketball game series to come in and step up for these other crap ones because we got some crap basketball series going on right now. 2K and NBA Live.
NBA Live's gotten a little bit better, I would say, but it's still not on the level of what 2K is right now, and I wish it would. I wish EA would put more effort into it. I think the problem with EA is that they really screwed up on like NBA Live 10,
and then they've just been tanked
because they tried to do something different with the basketball game, which didn't need to change at all. With one like the left stick being your like feet and the other one being like your hands or something like that.
That's stupid.
Some sort of stupid gimmick where they just didn't work.
But you know what we need?
What do we need?
NBA Street 4.
It's not going to come, man.
It should. That should be the new game to take over. Because you could do all the things that NBA or like 2K does.
Right.
You could do it better. And it's a very, like, it's just a well-loved, like a beloved franchise. That's my favorite basketball game franchise.
Yeah, I just wish they would do something, man. It's getting to that point where
we need something.
2K is just too much of a money grab for me to even just be interested in anymore. I still play it just because I like having fun just playing with my player. But
they're trash bags, dude.
Other than that,
it's a trash
buying your jumpers, buying your dribbling, buying your haircuts, buying your tattoos, buying your clothes. It all adds up, and you can't upgrade your player.
Like, I'm surprised they don't make you pay for like the cover art on the box. Like, it's like a separate purchase to get.
That's probably what the tax includes.
There's like a $5 fee for cover art. If you don't, you just get a red box, little plastic slip.
Yeah, let's talk about something else because I'm getting so.
We got the anger.
Not anger, but I get like a headache just talking about 2K.
The 2K fever is what we call it around here. Let's move on. I don't think we got anything else to talk about in video games. Let's talk about some music. You want to talk about music?
Yeah, let's talk about music. You're our boy since we love him so much.
Post Malone. All on my own. Post Malone is the best musician on the planet.
He is definitely one of those guys that when I first heard White Iverson, I'm not going to lie, I made fun of that song.
I mean, I liked that song when I first heard it, but I did make fun of the guy.
I think everybody made fun of him, but then when you actually like looked in depth into his album and when it came out, as he's doing his weird foot thing over here, you just knew that there was a lot of songs on there that were instantly hits. Like I thought that Deja Vu song with Justin Bieber,
great,
awesome. I love it.
All of them, dude. I like every song on that album, minus
the Kalani one.
No, I kind of like that song now. I'm trying to think. I don't really like...
Congratulations?
No, I like them all. I can't even say I don't like any of the songs. I like every song on that album. And it's weird. It's one of those albums where I hit like a point where I almost start to get tired of the album, which is crazy because I've been listening to it for so long at this point. and then I find a song that I didn't listen to as much as the others, and then that's my new song on the album that I keep listening to. I've done that like 10 times.
I think that's what the people listening to Post Malone's music has done in general. Because if you look at the Apple Music playlist or like on the top charts, that album's number 3.
It's been out for almost a year.
Almost a year, and it's number 3.
It's still in the top 25 on the Billboard music charts, the album?
I think
so. Or is it number 26 or something like that?
It's somewhere in the 20s.
But whatever the case, an album that's been out for 11 months or whatever it is, it's 10 or 11 months, that's crazy.
I mean, it is crazy because you think about it. You first had your White Iverson, then you had Congratulations like this year, like earlier this year, and then Fall Apart.
Yeah,
is like big right now. I think just because I don't know if it was a meme, but I think people heard him sing it.
Yeah,
live.
It wasn't a meme. It was like just a
live
video. It was
video.
like a viral video that got super popular. But like, and then he has Rockstar, which is completely separate from the album, and it just broke the record for single week streams on Apple Music. Which compare that not only within his his subgenre of the music he makes, right?
Right.
But just in general, he's beating Drake, he's beating Taylor Swift, he's beating everybody.
The Snake.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That is
Post
crazy.
Malone beat Taylor Swift. Not literally, but he beat her on the music charts. That's crazy. He beat Bieber. He's beating them all. Put that in perspective.
I mean, that's crazy to think. Like, when you said it, I didn't really think... It didn't really hit me until you said, like, all those people that
He's beating all those people. Drake is an exclusive artist on Apple Music, and he's beating him. Drake is the biggest star in the world. Maybe just in the music world, probably. Yeah. He's kind of probably top 5. That's crazy. Top 5. That's just nuts. Post Malone can do no wrong, in my opinion. And I think he's shown it, really. Just his personality. Sorry, I keep jumping right in front.
No, it's all good. I mean, that's the thing with Post Malone, and that's the reason why I think he's very charismatic and we kind of gravitate towards him. It's just that he's got that personality that you're like, oh, I really just want to hang out with you. I really want to just learn more about you in a pause way.
See, this is kind of silly, but, just being a budding young YouTube channel with 13 subscribers.
Hey, we're up one. We got up one.
It's a little early to start thinking of who we would collab with celebrity-wise. Like, if we could have anybody.
We want to make a music video with him.
Diss track against Rice Gum. No, I'm just kidding. But, like, Post Malone is one of those dudes. Like, he's probably my number one on my list of, like, if I could have anybody on one of our videos, it'd probably be Post Malone.
I'd love to have Post Malone on here to talk.
That'd be crazy. Just have a conversation with the dude.
I mean, he's a WWE fan. He wore the Stone Cold jacket.
Let's get him on.
BET, so
we could talk about music with him. We could talk about Post Malone with Post Malone. We could talk about him beating up Taylor Swift, which didn't happen, I swear. Yeah, it'd be awesome. He's my number one dude to just like have a conversation with. Anybody who can have the number one single in America and then show up as like a weird little minor character in an iDubbbz video is crazy. Were you about to say something?
No, I mean I was going to, but I was...
You gave me a weird look and I got all
all weird.
I thought I revealed something I wasn't supposed to.
You revealed. All of our secrets is all revealed here. But no, the thing I liked about Post Malone, though, is that he's able to jump into different genres of music. So he's not just strictly hip-hop, not strictly, like, pop. He also has those... I don't even know what you call them. Maybe like that Shawn Mendes type of music with the Fall Apart.
That's awful, dude. Shawn Mendes is awful.
It's almost like that. I mean...
No, it's not like that. It ain't like Shawn Mendes. That's very harsh against Shawn Mendes, but seriously, I don't like you. But like this is the way I would describe it. He like takes genres that I would never listen to or I don't listen to, but he can make it so I actually want to listen to his version of that kind of music.
So he's almost like Drake in a sense.
Yeah, I mean Drake doesn't necessarily make music in genres that I wouldn't listen to though.
Yeah, wait for that country album. It's coming.
I'd probably listen to it. I'd listen to it for sure. But, like, if Post Malone released a country album, I'd probably still listen to it. Like, seriously. I'd like, give it a chance as, like, an actual good album. And then he can do, like, kind of, like, grungy music, too. Like, Nirvana-style voice kind of singing, like Kurt Cobain. Guy he's a chameleon, musical chameleon, and he's just a fun guy.
Yeah, I mean,
He's a swell dude.
There's nothing else to say about Post Malone that we haven't already
and
praised him about.
He's got a nice mullet, and I'd wear my hair like that because of Post Malone.
The real question is, would you catch him if he was falling into you?
Yeah, by myself.
By yourself.
I'd catch him. And he's a big ghost hunting fan. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
He did a ghost adventuring podcast with Ethan Klein and Gila Klein of H3H3 that got deleted, but I liked it. And he was just recently photographed with Zach Bagans, host of Ghost Adventures on the Travel Channel, which I love too, which is a little embarrassing, but it's a great show. Dead silence.
Dead silence.
So let's jump past our love for Post Malone to other music. What you been listening to? I just broke my neck.
You broke your neck when you tried to do that? Oh, that was my knee. That was my knee.
That was his knee. We got a broken neck
40.
and a broken knee.
40.
Broken neck, broken knee.
Music I've been listening to, other than just Post Malone, because Post Malone is on the playlist right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not really anything really new. I would say maybe A Boogie with the Hoodie.
I've been listening to I liked the song when it first came out, and now I'm liking it even more. Drowning. I like that song even more now than when it came out. That song's really good.
Yeah.
That song's dope.
What about you? You been listening to anything?
I've been listening to Young Pinch.
Young Pinch. Get out of here with your Young Pinch.
I like that Rock With Us song. That's a good song. I've been listening. I'm going to start off with two actual not good songs that I still like. Young Pinch, and then Liam Payne, Strip That Down. I've been listening to that song too, which is not good, but I like it.
Hey, it's all right to like Liam Payne sometimes.
I don't like Liam Payne. It pains me. I've been listening to the new Young Thug EP. It's called Young Martha.
Young Martha, huh?
It's pretty good.
Is it good?
It's only 4 songs. It's probably my favorite Young Thug thing so far, though.
I think I like that country album he attempted. I like that one. I don't know if you really listened to it.
Thugger Girls? Yeah. I didn't listen to it, no.
I liked it. I liked it.
Maybe I'll check it out, because I like that one song with Future. That song is pretty good. I didn't listen to any of the other songs, though. I've also been listening to the Blade Runner soundtrack.
The Blade Runner soundtrack?
Because it's so good. It's the best movie soundtrack ever. And this is totally separate, but I'm going to do a big Blade Runner video if you guys are interested in some movie content. Probably going to be a long video.
No.
No. The echoes from the back. Never. Don't do it.
No, but there is one song I've been listening to, and I hate myself for it. It ties into a TV show that I used to watch as a kid.
Shawn Mendes.
All right, screw you. Anyway, I was about to reveal something, but
let's hear it.
No, I was about to say that I kind of like Shawn Mendes, but
ooh. All right, what's the song?
Not the Shawn Mendes song, but the song that I'm talking about was it's a Teen Titans Go. I don't know if you guys know what it is. There's one song.
We'll link it in the
description. It's called, I think it's called TV Night 2. But the song's main, the chorus is just catching villains.
Which is clever.
And I don't know. The beat is good, and I want to find out. If you guys know who it is, let me know what the name of the songwriter is, and let me know who produced it. Because I really want to know.
Dude, Metro Boomin. I just made that up. I have no idea. It is a good song, though.
It's so catchy.
It's actually not even a guilty pleasure song. It's actually pretty good.
And I'm listening to it, and I don't know. It's been on repeat.
He's been listening to Teen Titans Go music, guys. Keep that in perspective.
I mean, I'm just waiting for another big project to come out, and that's kind of...
There's probably some stuff coming up in the next week. Jeez, I almost just died.
Oh, I guess also I've been listening to the Gigs mixtape.
Womp to them. I haven't listened to any of it.
It's not bad. I like it. I think it just depends on people's taste. I know UK music isn't a lot. The grime isn't a lot of people's taste.
Mine's no whole. I've been listening to that a lot too.
Some Shaq.
Grime, yeah, I love grime.
I think grime is great. I don't know why grime gets a bad rep in the U.S. I think people just. I just think people hate the accent.
The fact that some people, like a lot of the complaints I've seen are people who say it sounds stupid. But to me, that's like, it's so ironic that people would say that that sounds stupid and not the mumbling.
The mumble rap.
Like,
The mumble rappers.
like, and I like some mumble rappers, so I'm not just dissing on that style of rap. Like, I like that and I like grime. But to say that grime sounds stupid and mumble rap sounds like intelligent it's so foolish. I can't even understand it.
Yeah. It just kind of sucks because when we do talk about the grime and when people talk about on the internet, all they just do is make memes.
Memes. Batman.
They make memes of like songs where they talk about something about like it's just basically they're making fun of the British culture by showing British memes. So like they would show like a old English ship.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, honestly, some of the memes are kind of funny.
Some of them
but
are
when that's
funny.
all you do and not actually give the music credit, it's kind of a bummer because there's some good stuff. Skepta's album last year, Konnichiwa, is like...
Konnichiwa's so good.
It's such a good album. It's
Konnichiwa.
legitimately a great album. And people still, like, give it some guff.
Yeah, and I don't understand why. There's so many good music on there, but...
It's a bummer.
Man, let's just move on to the next topic.
Let's move on. We're done with music. I'm over it.
All right, guys, we're going to move on to the next topic here, and that is the debacle of
Young
2017. Not Young Pinch, but the U.S. national team.
Footy ball.
So if you guys don't know, the U.S. national team lost this week to Trinidad and Tobago 2-1 off a very impressive own goal. Chip the keeper.
Chip the keeper. It was beautiful. I mean, if that was on the other side, goal of the night on SportsCenter.
Yeah, but let's just really talk about what the issue is for the U.S. And not maybe not what the issue is, but let's just go over like their standings so far. So they've played 10 games, right?
Uh-huh.
They've won 3 at home, which is, serviceable. They drew 3. They lost 4.
Mm-hmm.
Or sorry, that's the record. But they've only won 3 games. They've won the 3 games, but they won them at home. But away, they didn't win any.
Absolute trash bags.
Meanwhile, Honduras and Panama won 1, and the U.S. meanwhile has drawn 3 and lost 2.
Yeah.
Which is not acceptable for a team that should really be dominating the CONCACAF.
I mean, to be fair, it's not really okay for a first world country. And that has nothing to do necessarily with their performance. This point sucks. Just continue. Continue. Go ahead.
If you look at the point standings, everything that could have went wrong for the U.S. went wrong.
Oh, it went wrong.
They lost by 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't. So they could easily went into the playoff spot where Honduras is, but it's just kind of baffling to me that the U.S. has been. We've all known for a while now that the U.S. has been a lot mediocre for their soccer team.
Highly.
And and it took like the kid that didn't even practice soccer here, Christian Pulisic, to play. He played in Germany and he trained there to get better. It took that player. You see the difference between like the American players that played in the system compared to him, and he's only like 19. He's miles better than any of the older players that we have, like Josie Altidore, Clint Dempsey.
And even then, he didn't play very good, really. He's better than them. He did
score a goal to bring him back in.
He still didn't look that great. He's not working with the best squad of players. Josie Altidore is absolute rubbish.
Michael Bradley's absolute
He's
rubbish.
rubbish. He needs that bald head to get up out of here. He's trash bags.
It's about time those guys leave. I don't know what else you do from here. There's obviously you got to do a lot of things in order to get this team better. But I kind of think what I've heard recently from all the analysis people and everyone that's talked about it is that it's more of a structural thing in the U.S. and that soccer is more of a money grab than any other sport.
Yeah, within the last decade, 2 decades, soccer is the money grab sports-wise. That's why you have David Beckham trying to get a team in Miami. He wants it because it's a big cash grab. You make a lot of money because you have an MLS team. The Seattle Sounders was a giant cash grab when they started.
Yeah, but I'm not really talking about more of like the MLS. I'm just talking about like Little League soccer, just like soccer to grow
I
there.
think it's all ingrained though.
Yeah, the thing is, you pay like $3,000 just to be in part of the team.
Yeah,
That's a ridiculous amount of money just to be part of one team.
So,
So you definitely exclude one portion of the world's or like the American population. Like your working class and your lower class aren't going to be able to play soccer, and they end up playing different sports such as basketball and football.
yeah, and I think that might part of it might be just the fact of how long soccer has been a major sport in the United States. It's not as long as some of these other sports, you know. So if you give it some time and you make it more accessible to other people, you start like imagine what you'd get if you had a dude like LeBron James on playing soccer. Like he's faster than all those dudes.
Right.
He's way bigger than all those dudes. I guarantee you he can kick the shit out of a ball. he would light it up. You could probably put him out now and he would be better than Josie Altidore. I'm not even kidding. I say that in all seriousness.
Are you gonna burn a bridge with Josie Altidore?
Josie Altidore, back door, take it. Rice Gum, he's back there already. Hang out. I'm just being serious. Like the athletes are not in United States soccer. They're not there. The athletes don't go to soccer.
No, they go to football. They go to basketball.
Even baseball sometimes has better athletes than soccer.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that soccer, which is you have to be very. I don't know.
Dexterous.
Soccer to me is like a sport that should easily be you should easily be good in that sport because of the amount of great athletes you have in the U.S.
But that's the thing. None of them go to that. Like, no offense to Clint Dempsey. I might burn another bridge here. He's like one of the best United States soccer players of all time.
Right.
Look at the way that dude is built. He's like a skinny dude, you know? He's not an athlete. Clint Dempsey's not an athlete. Michael Bradley is not an athlete. And then you compare those dudes to Cristiano Ronaldo, there's pretty clear difference in what those guys are made of, like athletically. You can't, and it's not that athleticism is everything, but it definitely plays a big part, especially when your fundamentals aren't as good as these other countries.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like the tactical wise, we're not there either. I mean, we're not Spain. Spain had to play a different style of game where it's more finesse, more tiki-taka. And the problem is that they've been building that since they've realized that they can't win against the Germans and the French and the English because they're a lot stronger.
I mean, even the English team has its issues, but
the English team is able to get to the World Cup consistently, and I mean, it kind of masks the England issue, but that's another topic for another day. But the U.S., I just don't know what they need to do. They need to start investing in the youth, start having it more accessible to everybody, not make it such a cash grab and, your own district of soccer.
Or club teams. Enough of that. I'm sick of that, too.
Because, if you think about it, your college players, they're barely just they're barely getting their feet wet into soccer and getting better. But when you're across the pond or in Spain or anywhere else, those kids are playing in the first team or close to it.
I mean, a lot of those dudes, sometimes there's you're 15 or 16 and you're on, you're in the under 17s for Manchester United. We don't have anything like that.
No.
And even if we did, those kids wouldn't be anywhere near the same level. Just look at some of our international talent that was young when they went over. And I'm going to use one in particular, which I like this guy, but DeAndre Yedlin.
Right.
He's pretty trash when it comes to actual English League soccer, Premier League soccer. He's pretty trash. Mm-hmm. He got over there very young, but it doesn't mean much when you don't show up, It's I don't even know how to explain it. There's no preparation as far as professional level is concerned.
Yeah.
Like basketball, the professional scene begins when you're in AAU basketball. You start getting looked at professionally when you're there. That doesn't happen in the United States.
No, it's like you don't even get looked at until you're in the MLS or sometimes even college. But likely it just kind of sucks because we're sending now we're kind of like forced to send our kids overseas to go play soccer.
Yeah.
And some of them might even be nationalized by that country that they go overseas to play. So you might be losing those kids to Germany, to Spain, to England.
It just it feels like a lot of our young talent is just like people get so hyped up about the Jordan Morrises, the
Freddie Adu,
Pulisic, which he almost is in a league of his own right now just because we have yet to see what he's going to do. But then you have what was the guy who plays for the Galaxy?
Who's Zardes?
Yeah. Zardes, right? He hasn't really done much internationally either.
No.
It's like...
And then you had Julian Green as well.
Julian Green, who...
I guess he's German, really, but he chose to be American.
Yeah, I mean, he lived in Germany, but isn't he from the United States?
Yeah, he's basically those parents that are military parents.
Yeah.
Born on the U.S. base.
Yeah. It's just a bummer, because the really, really good kids either go somewhere else to play, like another country somewhere else, or they're just not, they don't end up amounting to anything, which is mean, but it's true.
Yeah, and I think the thing is that we also, the teams trying to just coddle them.
Yeah.
Whereas they're kind of like spoiled, where we don't really criticize them, we don't give them any type of heat until now.
Yeah.
Because, we basically were those parents that just gave the orange slices and juice box to them, saying good game.
That's what it is. They probably went to the locker room at halftime of the Trinidad and Tobago, and they're like, where's my orange slice?
I'm going to steal this from Colin Cowherd because he put it perfectly. Our new logo should just be orange slices and juice boxes.
That's so true. Capri Sun should sponsor the United States team. And then I'm going to go one step further to the coaching situation.
Ugh.
We had Jurgen Klinsmann, who I'm a little biased because he's a Tottenham alumni, so I already kind of like him. But he did some things with the United States team that we hadn't seen in a long time,
Mm-hmm.
And he hit a bad patch, and the team wasn't very good. The team is still bad now, and he's gone. So it's not necessarily his fault. The team is even worse now than it was when he was still the coach. And instead of going and actually getting a good coach, we got Bruce Arena, it's Bruce Arena, right?
Yeah.
Who was already the United States national coach, and he sucked then too. So what's your logic of getting rid of a coach who actually showed some improvement in the youth system and just on an international level? And then you go to a dude who we had and was already awful, and now you're surprised that we just didn't make the World Cup with this awful coach and a bunch of awful players. Turn off your sound. I'm ranting. It's just like, this is why I don't really root for the United States national team. And there's a reason for it. It's because they don't take it seriously, but they still expect to win. How do you take it not seriously and then expect to win? It doesn't make it. There's no logic behind that. The MLS, let's even just go to that. You have David Villa, who is 35, destroys your league every year.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what I was going to get into a little bit, was just that with the MLS, there's no relegation system. So basically all the teams are just playing, and you could be sitting on your laurels and not even worrying about what's going to happen to you because you're not going to go down a division.
Not even that, but when you have a team, like you have all your teams, you have the best American talent, or so to say the best American talent, minus a few players who play in actual good leagues. But then you bring in old dudes from other leagues who can't play in those leagues anymore, and they still destroy your league. You know there's something wrong with your system. Mm-hmm. David Villa. Giovinco is pretty, like, he's pretty
really
young.
Good.
But there's a reason he destroys the league every year, Right. Then you have Kaká, like, kills it. He's like 48. Exaggeration. But they're too old to be so good in the United States league. I mean, how do they not see that and know that our team isn't on the talent level of these other countries? Yeah. Trinidad and Tobago has like 100,000 people living in their country. We have 3 million people, and you can't put a team together that can beat them?
I mean, just think about this. Iceland qualified for the World Cup. They only have 300,000 people.
And their team would destroy the United States national team. It wouldn't even be close. In a serious match, it wouldn't even be close.
And the thing is that we also saw that the ESPN FC people were talking about is that once they put in those fields for the younger kids to play and more access to play soccer, they saw the results and the players that grew up, and some of them are actually really good because they actually took soccer serious. Meanwhile, here it's like you play soccer for like a little bit, whether you want to pay more money to play soccer, continue on playing soccer or not, is up to you. It depends on how much money you want to pay for it. But if it's too much, those parents are going to pay for that soccer, and they end up going to different sports.
It's a rich man's sport, really, in America.
It's crazy to think that you compare soccer to like almost like tennis
or golf. It's like
golf.
On the level of that, really. And it's like a weird bracket of your age because everybody plays it when you're 8 years old. But then you hit 13, and you know like a few people who are really good who still play. But they're only really good because you don't know anybody else who plays. I'm not calling anybody out that I know. No offense to anybody. But really, like, you're only really good by context of who else you know who plays soccer.
Right.
When there's only 10 people you can name that are 13 or 14 still playing soccer, of course the one kid who's better than all of them is like godly at soccer. And then he doesn't end up being anything. No offense to anybody. They don't end up being anything because they don't have any, there's no system to get better. There's no competition.
Yeah.
Fuck. God, U.S. soccer is so annoying. They're just such, and then rant continues because then you have these dudes on ESPN FC, all these sports channels, right? These U.S. men's national team legends, right? Who were bums when they played too. Like you have Twellman or whatever his name is, the guy who works for ESPN. You have Alexi Lawless. Those dudes are bums. They're ass wankers. I don't even know what that means. I just made it up. They're trash bags. And then these are the dudes who are critiquing your men's national team and saying that they look like garbage. When they're saying you look like garbage and everybody's like, ooh, they said that, you know your system's bad. You know your system's bad.
Yeah, because usually when we talk about these guys, they're usually, very not enthusiastic, but they're very comforting. They say, it's not that bad of a result. I mean, when we drew to Honduras, or was it Panama? I couldn't remember.
Panama, I think.
I mean, when they drew to Panama, that should have been like, everyone was like, oh, no, you're just hating. It was actually a decent result. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
But no, you should beat these teams. It should be Mexico and U.S. every time to the World Cup.
Just by mere population and statistically, of course it should be. There should be no competition. But it's just like, my point of annoyance is you have these dudes who weren't that good in their primes either, and they're your critiquing, they're your big critiques, or critics, excuse me. They're your big critics. Like, your legends aren't even legends. They're not even close to being good in other countries, but they're to the point where they're talking down to the team. It's never going to get better with that kind of system, Nobody takes it seriously.
Yeah, it's just very...
Alexi Lawless is your biggest... Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That carrot top wannabe is out here. He's only... And I'm going to go to FIFA. He's a FIFA legend. He's a FIFA legend because there's no other Americans to pick.
There's Landon Donovan.
Even he is like a borderline, why is he a legend? It's because they needed some people from the United States. We got a bunch of bums.
There are a bunch of bums. And that's why I root for Mexico and England.
And then half your team doesn't even play in your own country. What is the point of the MLS as far as the internet? You should just say, if you play in the MLS, you can't play for the national team. The talent is just not on par.
I mean, it's almost as worse as some of these lower league teams. They're worse than maybe the 4th division of Premier League soccer. Who are the teams that got relegated from the Premier League last year? I'm trying to even think of one. I can't even think of one. Regardless, pick one of those teams. They would just rail the United States. I just think anyone from like the 2nd or 3rd division would rail the U.S. I just think the U.S. is just that bad.
But then even your best players are not even, they don't play in other countries. They're on other teams. The only dude that plays is Pulisic. He plays for Dortmund. But you take dudes like, I'm trying to even think of an example. Clint Dempsey, when he played in the Premier League, didn't play that much. He had a year where he played a bit, but then he didn't play. Tim Howard got sent away from Everton because he's trash bags.
Well, he just got old.
Julian Green, is he even on the national? He's on the men's national team, right?
I don't think he was in this selection.
He doesn't play in Germany, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he plays in maybe the second division, I believe.
Well, when he was on Bayern, he definitely wasn't playing. He had some minutes here and there in their preseason matches, but he's not playing. Your dudes, your best talent doesn't play. You're never going to get better, ever.
Nope, and that's the reason why no one cheers for them, really.
You put controversial statement of the night, and I already made one about LeBron James. I'm not even kidding. You take the men's basketball national team, you put them in some soccer cleats and soccer uniforms, they would probably play better just for the mere fact that they are athletes.
The question would be, would Carmelo wear a hoodie?
He should, dude. He's friends with Gareth Bale. I have a picture somewhere on my phone because I was like, these are my two favorite athletes. They're hanging out. Carmelo, put Odell Beckham Jr. out there. Have you seen his videos where he's kicking? He's better than any dude on the national team.
I think some of the kickers from the National Football League and college football are better players.
I guarantee you, not even the kickers who are soccer players who turned into kickers, but Odell Beckham Jr., he would be better than Michael Bradley or Josie Altidore.
I mean, if you just think about it, like if soccer was widely available for everybody, and Odell Beckham was potentially going to be a soccer player, because
he would be, no joke, that kind of athlete, unrivaled in soccer. There's like 5 dudes in the whole world who are as good of an athlete as Odell Beckham on the soccer field. Cristiano Ronaldo, Gareth Bale, Neymar, Messi, maybe that might be it. Just pure athlete.
Right.
But you put him in some soccer cleats when he's 8 and you actually let him play until he's, 18 years old, he might actually be pretty good. But instead, you got a bunch of Richie Riches, a bunch of dingleberries out there. Michael Bradley, coach's son. He's that kid that got the extra orange slice because his dad was the coach.
Yeah, it's just frustrating to see because I'm not a U.S. soccer fan, but the population is just too big to not have at least athletes out there that want to kind of continue the soccer and become someone that is really good on the national team. It makes no sense.
And this is my last point. I'm where you were with 2K. This is giving me a headache because it's so annoying. But you have dudes like Pulisic, right, who could. Pulisic, he played in Germany for a long time before being on Dortmund, right? He probably could have chosen to play for the German national team, right? Or somewhere else.
Yeah,
I think that was a thing. These kids are going to start saying, why do I even want to play for the U.S.? Like, why would I want to play for them?
Yeah, that's why you see some of the kids that are like Mexican-American are going to Mexico. They decide to make their Mexican nationality instead of going to the U.S. because they're trash, and Mexico will be like, hey, you'll actually be on a good team that will get past CONCACAF.
Yeah, we'll actually do something. We have a dude up front who can score the ball in his own net. Good Lord. It's unfathomable. You have 3 million people in your country, and you can't put together a team that can beat a country that has like 100,000 people. That's one city in America. They put together a better team with one city's worth of people than the United States could with an entire gigantic country. That's insanity.
It makes no sense. It's just it's kind of crazy to think that Fox paid $400 million for the rights to the World Cup.
Don't they feel stupid now?
Obviously people will watch, and I'll
still watch it.
I'll still watch it too because we're fans of soccer. But you want to get those casual fans that didn't really. They're like, oh, we'll just cheer from the U.S. because they're in it. You're gonna lose on those guys, but I think soccer is now big enough
People still
in 2017 that it'll still be watched.
You know, the other thing I'll say about it too is it makes me so jealous of England because they complain so much about their national team. Compare your national team to our national team and tell me how we're supposed to feel. You guys have incredible players. Michael Bradley, his bald head. Surprised they're the bunch of national team U.S. players. I'm surprised they don't get confused and start kicking his head. Really. Sick of it. Sick of it. Boys, you're a disgrace to your country.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess the consolation prize is they won the Gold Cup.
Consolation prize is I'm rooting for Sweden in the World Cup if they even make it, which I don't think they're going to. I'll root for England. There you go.
Yep.
I'm rooting for Post Malone in the World Cup.
Post Malone's going to put some cleats on him. He'll score.
We should get the SoundCloud rapper World Cup team. Be like X and I don't even know where I'm going with that. Whatever. Post Malone World Cup 2020.
Oh man.
I think that wraps up soccer talk. I think the vinegar has boiled over.
I think it has as well.
Anyway, guys, we don't have anything else to talk about on the agenda today, do we?
Nope, I think that's going to be it. Thanks for tuning by, guys. We always enjoy doing these podcasts, although, Peter has a headache from the soccer talk.
We just shouldn't have ended it with it because I got a little too heated. Now it feels like we're going out on an angry note.
And, the mood's a little bit changed. But anyway, guys, this has been your Gimmick Cast. This has been your boy Bernie, along with Pete.
Shouts out Yankees, World Series champions.
Peace guys.